Yo, what up, street talk, street gods, street vlogs? Or Kim in the house, right? Some spirited turbo thoughts for us. So, on the contrary, I packed the Mac Millie. So some thoughts about Korea. Korea thoughts. Korea, South Korea, not the North. It's funny because actually, to make things simpler, if anyone's talking about Korea, obviously you're talking about South Korea. You don't even have to say South Korea, just say Korea. Anyway, so currently here in South Korea, chilling at my mom's pad here in Hadong, South Korea, having a jolly old time. So some life updates. Okay, Korea has game change. We have a Costco here in South. We have like 10 of them, right? So it's like everything that you get on Amazon or Costco, whatever, is accessible easily here in South Korea. So we can now truly become transnational or international, jumping between the states and beyond. So, and also like some hugely optimistic things is that like currently here in South Korea, I got a car, the old school, not super old school, but relatively newish, like 10-year-old, got a brand new car, the Hyundai Grandeur, super gangsta car. The Hyundai Grandeur, super duper gangsta. It's actually like, besides my Korean nationalism, dude, in terms of like car design, dude, like Hyundai Korea is killing it. Like Hyundai, which also owns Kia, also owns Genesis. There's a brand new Hyundai Grandeur which came out. It essentially looks like a futuristic cyberpunk Rolls Royce. So gangsta. It's got the flush door handles, the rear end singular light strip, kind of like a Rolls. It's like the trunk is elevated, boxy and high, and it feels very yeah, gangsta is the closest thing I could describe. I'm currently experimenting with some linen stuff, 100% grid weaved Lithuanian linen, which is weaved here in South Korea with the advanced technology. It's pretty cool. So some EK linen products incoming, like summer blanket, travel towels, etc. And yeah, dude, Costco and Korea, it's like, this is by far the biggest game changer. Why is it the biggest game changer? So first and foremost, it's like I hadn't had to worry about meat again. It's like you get ground beef super cheap or pork belly, whatever. And like we went to the Daegu Costco here in Korea. It has effing it's like 4 stores, it's like 4 or 5 times the size of a normal Costco back in the States. And like all the appliances you would ever need, all the clothes, all the food. So yeah, we could live a happy, virtuous life here in Korea and beyond without being based in the States. If anything, actually, like, if you want maximum happiness and excitement in life, being in the States, being in America is actually not the way, because like, it's like life there is far too stagnant. Being in Asia, Southeast Asia, East Asia, whatever, it's kind of where the action is. And actually, truth be told, being here forever's ain't the ultimate solution either. It's actually being able to bounce between the. It's like the one thing I learned from Cindy is this new notion called transnational. So we used to say international, I used to say it, right? But transnational is kind of interesting because you're not just locked in a certain spot, but you're kind of fluidly bouncing between the two. So even flew Air Premia, new airline, insanely easy to get from LAX to Incheon and get here. I got a car here. It's kind of a game changer. Also fast Wi-Fi's. And yeah, so like, what is the point of life? Everyone has the power and the freedom to dictate what one wants in life, and whether or not you succeed or you achieve it is kind of like besides the point, but one could posit their own life goals and trajectories. So for example, for myself, like, I'm really passionate about creating products, things which I personally believe could aid my life and also aid the lives of others. Towards philosophy, it's like everyone talking about John Wick. My personal prediction is Eric Kim is going to become the next John Wick. Just go to erickim.com or Google Eric Kim blog. Use gonna get uplifted. So some of my interventions: the new Hyundai Grandeur and even the Hyundai Ioniq 6. To me, by far the most sublime, beautiful, epic car designs that I've personally seen. Like, way better than any, like, even though I'm an ultimate Tesla fanboy, Elon Musk fanboy for life, ultimately you could still, this is something that people don't understand, is that you could still do appreciation and whatevs with to somebody or some party without having to purchase the product. So like, one could still be an Elon Musk Tesla fanboy without having to buy all of it. Also, the same thing is like, you could still be a Steve Jobs Apple fanboy, but you don't have to buy all the products, right? And so I think ultimately it shouldn't be the products themselves which inspires us and motivates us and directs us, but rather the genius or the ingenuity of the creators behind it, right? And also, one thing I've also found out too, trying to differentiate yourself too much based on simply the products you use, consume, whatever, it's superficial at best. What's actually far more interesting is for you to be a creator and to propagate and to disseminate your stuff with the world. So for me, websites, blog, YouTube, stuff like that, Amazon Web Services, the light sale thing with WordPress, extremely interesting. Still trying to figure out. I'm building the Eric Kim Hydra. It's gonna be like Pirate Bay. It's like one site goes down, don't worry, you got another one to pop. So it's like ericKimPhotography.com, ericKimPhotography.com/blog, erickim.com, ericKimPhilosophy.com, Eric Kim Thoughts. Yeah, I'm gonna set that up. Eric Kim Thoughts is kind of an interesting one because that one's hosted on WordPress.com, and I purchased the domain ericKimThoughts.com right as ericKimThoughts.wordpress.com, but that could also be an anti-fragile solution because I think the problem with websites, they could just be robust at best, is that sooner or later the internet gonna go down. You can't control it forever, but to create as many mirrors as possible, like Pirate Bay, is a good idea. I think more people should use kind of a torrenting philosophy to life. And some other thoughts in life is just trust your gut, follow your gut, just, you know, do what you think is best. What you think is best is kind of an unorthodox theory and strategy to life. Whenever I did what I thought was best for myself and others, it's actually the best. It's like, even though I deal with the consequences, still the outcome is the best. So I guess it's kind of like low-key tyranny, but, you know, c'est la vie. And yeah, and I think, once again, just super simple things, starting a blog, like just use the smallest possible resolution possible in the smallest frame, where like 1080p 24 fps or 1080p 30 fps or even 720p if your device does it in camera. And ultimately the goal is to propagate yourself as far as possible. Try to disseminate your information and get it out there as much as possible. And yeah, just know that ultimately at the end of the day, what you create, think, and say, and write, publish, vlog, blah, 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 has value, and I think it's your duty to get it out there. EK vibes.